Grocery prices have skyrocketed. Cereals are up 26%. Bread is up 24%. Butter is up 37%. Baby formula is up 30%. Flour is up 38%. And eggs are up 46%. And many items are up at much higher rates than that. Now Kamala is reportedly proposing communist price controls. She wants price controls. And if they worked, I'd go along with it too, but they don't work. They actually have the exact opposite impact and effect. But it leads to food shortages, rationing, hunger, dramatically more inflation. Their Inflation Reduction Act, by the way, was a disaster. It's what caused the inflation. Their Inflation Reduction Act was a con job. They actually admitted that it wasn't really for inflation that they did it. They don't know why they did it, but they named it the Inflation Reduction Act, which was a very nice name. Got approved based on that. Unfortunately, people didn't understand it. I understood it. I said that's going to cause tremendous inflation, and it did, among other things like energy. She's running on the Maduro plan. We call it the Maduro plan, like something straight out of Venezuela or the Soviet Union. This announcement is an admission that her economic policies have totally failed and caused really a catastrophe for our country, and beyond that, a catastrophe in the world.
Hey, welcome back. It's your man Wise, and today we got to talk about this, man. So this communist price control contraption scheme, whatever you want to call it, that Kamala just rolled out, it is right out of the Marxist, socialist, communist playbook. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm some type of economist, because I am not. But I found this video. CNN. Now, you know, when CNN brings someone on to dispute something, you kind of got to give it the side eye. But I am pleasantly surprised that they brought an economist and allowed that individual to tell the truth about this particular policy that Kamala would like to implement in this country. We cannot allow this lady to win. If she wins, it is basically you signed up for the death and destruction of this country as we know it. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. And without further ado, let's go.
Catherine, I read your piece and I heard you just mention it. The federal ban on price gouging for groceries. You are skeptical of this. Why?
Well, first of all, nobody can explain what price gouging means. It's like that old line about pornography. I know it when I see it. In the sense that what does it mean to have an excessive price or an excessive profit margin? That seems to be shorthand for a price or a profit margin that bugs me. That seems too high. So, you know, it's very hard to pin down what this would actually mean. If you look at the legislation that, as I mentioned, is already in the Senate, led by Senator Warren and Senator Bob Casey and a slew of others, the particular way that this is written, which is likely to be the template for any proposal that Harris would eventually embrace, is especially bad in that it just bans excessive prices, grossly excessive profit margins, and says that the Federal Trade Commission can use any metric it deems appropriate to decide what that would mean. Which basically says, like, it's not going to be markets, it's not going to be supply and demand that's determining how much your grocery store charges you for milk or for eggs. It's going to be some bureaucrat in D.C., which seems like totally unworkable, first of all, for the FTC to be deciding like how much Kroger charges for eggs in Michigan. But it also would be very bad for markets. We've seen this kind of thing tried in lots of other countries before: Venezuela, Argentina, the Soviet Union, etc. It leads to shortages. It leads to black markets, plenty of uncertainty. And beyond that, the specific way this bill is written might actually increase prices because of some of the other language in it. Things like requiring public companies to disclose in their quarterly reports, their quarterly earnings reports, how they're setting prices, which is a great way to help them collude, which normally we don't want them to do. So anyway, the devil's in the details, I guess, for that bill, but it's really hard for me to imagine any form of legislation that preserves the spirit of what she's proposing, that would not be, you know, at best do nothing, at worst cause a lot of harm.
Catherine.
You heard it there. When they allowed this lady to get on, who obviously is an economist, and she almost parroted exactly what President Trump said at the beginning of this clip. But would you expect anything less of Kamala Harris, a lady who was raised by socialists, communists, and Marxists? Both of her parents were both professors, and they preached this type of rhetoric, this type of ideology. So you wouldn't expect anything but these types of policies coming from the Kamala Harris campaign. You wouldn't expect it. Now, again, I'm not an economist, but what I do know is every country that they tried this stuff, it never worked. Now, you have people in college, you have college students, because they've been, you know, trained on this stuff. You know, one of my friends, his sons, he calls himself a socialist, but I'm not even going to get on that right now. But he seems to think that socialism works. It just hasn't been ran properly. It hasn't been implemented properly. That's what a lot of college students, they've been taught this. Like, socialism will work. It actually does work. But the thing is that there's proof in the pudding. How many countries have tried this and it didn't work? And how many people that lived in those countries where these socialist policies, where they didn't work, how many of them are here in this country now because they had to flee from those types of places? I mean, I'm telling you, we can't let this lady get in office, man. Her policies will be the downfall and destruction of this country. Her policies are a complete detriment to the fabric of this nation. We got to do everything that we can to make sure that this lady does not win. She obviously does not want to see this country flourish. That is obvious. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, though. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. Consider joining the ARP family. It supports me, the team, the channel. It gives us the ability to do what we do on a day-to-day basis. I want to give a couple quick shout outs real fast to those that have joined the ARP family thus far, or rather recently. I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. And for whatever reason, okay, here we go. So shout out to John Walthall, Maxie Max, Desiree Emilio, Cosmo 10, Andre, Lou Jack Martinez, Melissa, Mara Rainwater, Joe Yona, and Position for Millions. I appreciate you guys for joining the ARP family. You guys really don't know how much that means to me. I really, really appreciate you guys. God bless each and every one of you all. And Andrea Hickman, shout out to you as well. Thank you. Jack Christie, shout out to you as well. Platinum member. Kurt Johnson, shout out to you as well. Platinum member. Melissa as well as a platinum member. I really appreciate it, man. The support. You guys don't understand what it means. I really, really appreciate it, man. So, hey, do your part. You'll see something right here, you know, down below as a way to get involved in this upcoming election. Just, you know, take some time, check it out. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. And I'm going to catch up with you all next time.